Hello students, welcome to Nilachal Polytechnic. We are continuing with chapter number 5 of strength of material. Here in this video, we will continue with the assumptions that are taken during derivation of bending equation. Already you have studied first bit, material of beam is homogeneous and isotropic. First of all, what is homogeneous? So beam consists of different materials, and all these materials from one end to that of the another end of the length of the beam remains constant. There is no change of material. Second one is your isotropic. Isotropic means while the elastic nature of the beam throughout its length remains constant, that is, the value of elastic modulus, that is E, is in all direction, that is along the x direction, along the y direction, and along the z direction. These are equal. The elastic modulus remains constant throughout the length of the beam. Second point, Young's modulus is constant in compression and tension. We have already studied, while there is a bending of the beam, that is sagging or hugging bending moment each of the beam takes place during that time, there is a compression zone and there is a tensile zone. During that time, there is no change of elastic modulus. As the elastic nature is constant, hence elastic modulus will be remains constant. Third bit, transverse section which are plane before bending remains plane after bending, eliminates the effect of strain in other direction. Means initially the cross section of the beam is, that is your length of the beam, width of the beam, depth of the beam, which are straight line or which are linear. During the bending period, the cross section of the transverse section means, that is the x-axis lines, and y-axis line means the depth line, width line remains as it is before and after the bending. There is no change of shape of size of the depth and base of the body takes place. The beam is initially straight. All longitudinal filaments bend in circular arc. Means initially before you are going to apply the load, the length is linear, that is along the horizontal direction. While you are going to bend the load, there is a curvature, there is a curve produced by the beam, that is sagging bending moment or hugging bending moment. During that time, there is a concave and convex shape is taking place. Hence it is known as the filaments bend in circular arcs. The radius of curvature is large compared with the dimension of cross sections. While we are having a couple forces that are acting, bending the beam in sagging type or hugging type, during that time there is a radius of curvature. Radius of curvature means what? The bent beam whose cross sections are, if you are going to draw the lines from each cross section, they are meeting at a point. From that intersection of two sections to that of the neutral axis of the beam is known as your radius of curvature, and it is always large to that of the dimension of the cross section. Next, each layer of the beam is free to expand or contract. Means each layer, all the layers of the beam are independent. While you are going to bend the beam either to the concave or convex shape, during that time these are easily compressed or expanded. All these assumptions are to be followed before you are going to derive the bending equation. Next, go for bending equation derivation. As shown in the diagram, we have taken a body. The body is now considered as ABCD cross section. Initially, the length of body AC, BD and NN is constant before the bending. Take a how to find out the radius of curvature. We have to see that. Let us consider the total body is splitted into number of parts, similar divisions. Now EF is a small division or small part of the length of the body of the beam, which is at a distance of y from the neutral axis or center axis of the beam. We are going to apply two upward forces. Now while the couple is applied, that is two equal and opposite forces, upward forces are applied at the two ends of the beam. Now what happens? There will be a cross section of the body will be as for the second figure. We have seen that during this bending of the beam takes place, the AC, BD, EF, NN, all these lines will be changed into different structure. That is AC to AC dash, BD, B dash D dash, EF, E dash F dash, NN, N dash N dash. We have seen that there is a upper layer, the bottom layer goes to tensile, the upper layer becomes the compressive. This is the bottom layer, this is the top layer. Now the top layer is going to be compressed and there is a bottom layer that is goes to increasing or expanding. As the layer EF is above, that is below the center line or neutral axis, hence it is in the tensile zone. This is the tensile zone, this is the compressive zone. On the tensile zone, EF going to increase its length, that is E dash F dash. There is no changes takes place at N dash and N dash because this is a neutral axis. Now what is radius of curvature? We have to draw the line, we have to extend the BA during the bending, we have to extend the line and that will be this point. We have to draw the line or extend the line from D dash C dash. Now this will C dash D dash and A dash B dash both are intersecting at a point that is known as the center of the beam. Now from the O point to that of the center axis of the beam, that is known as your radius of curvature of the beam. The angle produced between the OA dash B dash and OSC C dash D dash is known as your theta. Already you have discussed these are the things. So due to decrease in length, the layer of the above the N, there will be a subjected to compressive stress as earlier discussed. At the increase in length of the layer above the NN, that will be subject to tensile. Amount by layer increases, decreases in the length depends upon the position of the layer. So the layer position will be known as the theory of simple bending. So already we have discussed that from the figure we have got that theta is the angle subtending by the two extension of the line A dash B dash and C dash D dash. Why the distance from the neutral layer? We know that original length of the layer is EF. and that is equal to n nn, that is equal to n dash n dash. That is del x. Now after that we have seen that nn dash means what? Already there is a theorem that if theta is the angle, r is the radius, then the length of the neutral layer will be r into theta. Now we have to see that EF layer is above the neutral layer. Now you have seen that there is a tensile zone takes place. So at the tensile zone there is a EF length increases. Now the change in length of the layer EF is equal to E dash F dash minus EF. So E dash F dash, so it is y distance above the neutral line. So total radius of curvature will be r plus y and angle is theta. So the length of the increased layer EF dash F dash is equal to r plus y into theta. EF is equal to, it is same to that of the neutral axis before it is bending. So it is r theta. So if you are expanding r theta, y theta minus r theta. So r theta cancel out and remaining is y theta. The strain in layer EF is equal to, already you have know that increase in length by original length formula. So y theta divided by r theta is equal to y by r. As the elastic constant of the beam remains constant throughout its length of the beam, we know that strain is equal to stress by Young's modulus. This is strain is equal to Young's modulus, stress by Young's modulus. So we have strain is equal to y by r. So y by r is equal to sigma by E. So sigma is equal to E by r into y. So here E is constant, r is constant. So sigma is directly proportional to y. That means depending upon the distance of the layer from the neutral axis, the value of stress is decreasing and increasing. If y value increases, then your sigma value also increases. The stress value decrease with the decrease of distance of layer from the neutral axis. In this way, we have got the one expression is that this is the first equation, y by r is equal to sigma by E. Y is known as your distance of layer from the neutral axis, r is known as your radius of curvature, sigma is a stress induced during bending and it is known as your bending stress. E is known as your Young's modulus of material for the beam. Let's go for the value of bending moment of the beam. As we were already discussed that there is a neutral layer, that is Na. We have seen that the layer EF is at a distance of y, whose thickness is dy. Now we know that for the cases, if you are going to find out the moment about neutral axis, then we have to find out that what is the load acting upon the layer. The layer is at a distance of y and it is having thickness dy. It is having the width b. So area will be b into dy. It is at a distance of y. Now we have to find out that what is the small moment or what is the moment produced by the small strip at a distance of y, that is force into displacement, that is what is the bending force applied upon the layer to that of the y distance. Now we have got that if there is a layer at a y distance, sigma b by y by r is equal to sigma b by E. Now sigma is equal to E by r into y. So the small force will be at a distance